Welcome to another Good e-Reader review video. My name is
And
Marcus,
this is Peter.
and today we're going to review the new Kindle Touch 3G. This is the first touchscreen Kindle that Amazon has released, and we're going to walk you through some of the more important features that really make this device stand out from the competition. Just to give you a little bit of specs on this, it's 6 inches. The resolution is 600 by 800. You have 4 gigs of internal memory. There's no expandable memory, but you can store things in the Kindle Cloud. The processor is 800 megahertz, and you have 256 MB of RAM. There's optional 3G, which is the model we're reviewing today, but there's also Wi-Fi models and special offers models of both to subsidize the cost, as you can see by the ad at the bottom of the display screen right here. This is the special offers edition. So Peter here is going to show you some of the hardware features found in the Kindle Touch.
All right, so the first thing you notice is that there is a very strange looking, I guess it looks like a design, but it is indeed a three-dimensional button. It is a hardware-driven button, so you would click this button to get to the home screen. It's very Nook-esque with the whole center home screen button that Nook does on all their e-readers, basically. My first kind of thought was that this was a trackpad because it doesn't really have a keyboard or anything, but it is indeed a button. The device looks very similar to the Kindle 4, so it's kind of easy to get mistaken at first glimpse. Yeah, this is indeed the Touch. This will be the same shell as the Kindle Wi-Fi Touch, Kindle 3G Touch, and both of them, including special offers, will all have the same body. On the bottom, you have a micro USB slot, status indicator lights, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, power button used to lock the device, unlock the device, and turn the device on and off. Moving on to the back, one of my favorite features, I thank them for doing this. You have stereo speakers on the back. So they're not flush on the back. They're on this curved kind of thumbnail part, so you're not going to get entirely muffled sound. And the sound is very good quality. It may not be the loudest, but the quality is very good. Nothing on the sides, nothing on the top, and they did get rid of the page turn buttons because you do have full touchscreen access on this device at any time you want via the infrared touch.
So what are your initial impressions? I know you're a big fan of the speakers. What do you think of the overall weight of it, the build quality?
This has to be, without even diving into it, one of my favorite black and white, no color, nothing like that, e-ink e-readers built to this day. It's very clear. It has a full touchscreen. It has speakers. It has micro USB, not that fat mini. It has headphone jacks. Everything you want in this device. It has 3G, free 3G access. The only thing I could think they could have extra would be an expandable memory slot, but I can live without that. Just knowing that this device is as cheap as it is with as much stuff as it has.
I think it's interesting to have this little sunken area here, and you could see it how it's I don't know how many millimeters or like how many inches or anything it is, but it's noticeable, and it's kind of cool that the touch screen is a lot of e-readers will have it built sort of into the chassis of the device. So if this if this is here, the screen would be on top of that, where this is sunken. So I kind of like that. It's just a bit of like a design type of thing. A fair number of the touchscreen e-readers have this, but I think it's a little bit more noticeable here on the Kindle Touch. So let's dive into some of the features that really make the Kindle Touch stand out. We're going to load up an ebook here of The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. So this is the traditional e-book experience. If you can pinch and zoom, this kind of shows up, but it disappears really fast. In order to edit line spacing, fonts, and everything like that, you want to sort of tap in the top right hand corner where the clock is, and you see various menu items pop up. So the main menu, the shopping cart to access the Kindle store, as well as X-ray, which is a new feature found in the Kindle Touch. So let's hit that and see what that's all about. X-ray is a great way to, when you're inside of a book, to keep track of the main characters. Personally, when I read a book, sometimes I'll get about halfway through it, a new book will come out, I'll get distracted, I may come back to this book a few weeks or a month later, and you lose track of like the major, the minor characters. So X-ray shows you in order the main characters of the book. And I think that this is an ingenious system, because you can see by the top here that PETA is mentioned many times throughout the book, and that's sort of what these little indicators are, is through the book how many times that character is mentioned. So you can obviously see that from the top to bottom, these are how minor or major the characters are. So you can see that obviously without even reading the book, that PETA is the main protagonist. This is like the star of the book. And then as you go down, you can see minor characters, and you can even scroll further. So you can see here that coal dust is not really mentioned too much at the very beginning and maybe midway, but not anywhere through that. So if I wanted to find more about coal dust, I can click on it and it gives you a little bio. So it's actually not a character, but it is actually coal dust.
So at times you'll find that characters, authors, popular phrases will all be mentioned within the X-ray feature.
Right. So let's just check like the main character, just so I could. I'll click on people, and I'll click on. I kind of misclicked there, so.
And you can tell that when Marcus is on top, you have all items, you have people, and you have popular places, phrases, and all that kind of stuff.
Right. So we're on people now, and you can see it gives you a little bit of a bio here, and it says more on Shelfari, and that is Amazon's system for like user reviews, and this is a lot of this is crowdsourced, but you could see, at what points of the book the characters are mentioned, and
You see that it has page 48, and it has the phrase, and all of these, as Marcus goes down, this bar will slowly move towards the right, and it'll go past all the blackened spaces that PETA Melark is mentioned in the book.
Yeah, so I mean, this is, I think, perfect for, like I said, when you're in between a bunch of different books and you're coming back to a book, you could realize who all the characters are and a little bit of a bio. And like trilogies or books that span like 10 books, like Wizard's First Rule, or like Terry Goodkind's books, or books where you have like 10, 12 books, and sometimes like when there's a year or two between books, you can kind of get lost, and a lot of people end up reading a series again, where this is a cool little bio feature. So this is X-Ray, and it's only found in the Kindle Touch. Let's just check out some other ways that we could augment the book experience here. You can see that we can adjust the fonts. A little bit different way that they display this here than other models of the Kindle, but you can change the fonts, and you can see that they are displayed in real time.
A lot of touchscreen, just e-ink e-readers in general will not change them live, whereas on Amazon, when you click the appropriate size, it will change immediately in the background. You won't have to exit the menu or anything like that.
Right. There's not really many typefaces. You can think of this as like changing your actual font. You do have a spacing option here in which you could change your line spacing and words per line. So we can throw this to medium, and you can see that the spaces are changing, words per line more or less changes like the margins. So yeah, I mean, if you have a Kindle in the past, it's this isn't really anything new, but we wanted to show you this anyways. So because it's touchscreen, obviously, you turn the pages by just clicking here, or you could swipe. And you can see here the percentage of you through the book, etc. So going back here, of course, this is your main menu, and it's very traditional with all of Amazon e-readers. If I want to see what's on the next menu, I can do that. Archived items are past purchases, not necessarily loaded on your device. So swiping seems to do it. Let's check out what a newspaper looks like in PDF format. This is just something that we've loaded ourselves. So as you can see, it's not the easiest to read right now. How are we going to change this? Well, with PDFs, you can't really change the reflow or the text size, but what you can actually do is you can pinch and zoom.
And mind you, on a PDF, there is a lot more to display. So when you're pinching and zooming, you do have to be patient because it does have a lot to think about.
Yeah, although I'm pretty happy with the touch screen of the Amazon Kindle Touch so far. I mean, it's you can see it's flickering and everything like that, but I mean,
That's just how that's just how e-ink refreshes and moves on to the next image it has to display. So
yeah, I mean, it's just not indicative to Amazon. It's indicative to like all
all
e-readers. So that's basically your PDF. Like I said, you don't really have a lot of PDF editing options like you would find in a Sony PST1, where you could just, you could just like reflow and set up margins and everything like that.
Exactly.
This is simply just pinching and zooming.
It's more of a PDF viewer, not like a pocketbook where you can put annotations, notes, you can reflow it, you can reorganize it, set up margins, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so this is the first time that we're accessing the Kindle store. So we're going to give you a little bit of an overview of the store and how it looks.
You will notice that because we are reviewing the Amazon Kindle Touch 3G, we are on the 3G network to just show you guys that it indeed does work. We're in the center of Vancouver, Lower Mainland, and Metro Vancouver, and we have 5 bars at 100% 3G. Absolutely free, no contract.
And I found that the 3G is pretty solid here. So if you've had past Kindle e-readers, this doesn't really look too new. Books, newspapers, magazines, audiobooks. And audiobooks is cool because obviously you have the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack and the stereo speakers, New York Times bestsellers, things recommended for you, and so on. So you can download free samples and everything else. If you hit the menu button, which I'm attempting to do right now, you see various options here. When you're actually in a store, these menus change. So wish list and all of your different settings here. So that's the Kindle store. Of course, you do have the web browser. If you access the menu from the thing, the main menu, you can hit experimental, and I find that we've been reviewing Kindle e-readers for close to 3 years, and this whole section remains experimental. I wonder if they'll ever break out of that and actually make it solid.
We're sitting at the 4th generation of Kindles to be released, not to mention, I believe, the 9th or 10th actual model. And yet, MP3 player, text-to-speech, and web browser can somehow not get out of the experimental development stage. I'm pretty sure at this point it isn't experimental. I think that millions of viewers and customers have already gotten used to finding all this stuff under experimental, which is why they probably keep it as such. But it's kind of silly the way they call it that.
Yeah, honestly, I have a feeling that once Amazon Silk comes along, that is the main selling point of the Kindle Fire, which basically in the cloud stores your most popular visited web pages. I think once they bring Silk over to the e-ink readers, I think they'll probably bring it out of experimental. That's just my 2 cents. But as you can see, Peter's here is flipping through the default Wikipedia article. You can pinch and zoom, and I think overall, with the Kindle Touch, I'm happy about the actual touch sensitivity to the touch screen e-reader. You can see that, pinching and zooming is pretty fast. Navigating around is solid. I found that page turns are actually fairly quick, and there really isn't a whole lot of flickering like you do see in previous models of the Amazon Kindle line of e-readers. Overall, Peter, how do you feel about the Kindle Touch?
As I said before, it is the entire package minus the expandable memory, which I would have liked to see, but Amazon likes to do their things their own way, and that's cool. This thing has a newly developed home button. It's got stereo speakers on the back. It's got a micro USB port, headphone jack, touchscreen, plays MP3s. It has full 3G access with zero contract fees, unlike all those companies trying to ding you for cell phone 3G data. This thing is by far one of my favorite e-ink e-reader 6-inch touchscreen 6-inch devices. It's light, it feels good, the build quality is amazing, it's very responsive, books just pop up, it synchronizes everything to your Amazon account. Absolutely one of my favorite ones released to date.
Same here. I really think that Amazon's doing a great thing by providing free 3G internet access. Every other e-reader in the market only has Wi-Fi, so it's really nice when you're at a coffee shop, when you're traveling on a train or wherever. You can buy books literally no matter where you are in the world. So this is a perfect device for travelers because you just don't need an exclusive area in order to do it. How does this rate against the Nook Simple Touch, Kobo Touch, and various other touchscreen e-readers? Well, you simply have to stay tuned to goodereader.com for all the later videos that we're going to be filming, as well as our YouTube channel at youtube.com/user/good e-reader. So make sure to add us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, and keep on visiting our website. So for goodereader.com, my name is Marcus,
This is Peter.
and this has been a review of the Amazon Kindle Touch 3G.